Eco version 10 brought a lot of new features and also some new challenges, and getting started in the economy has always been a challenge, but now it can be even harder for some players, especially for those not in a settlement. So let's talk about some of the things you can do to improve your economic start. It's not new news that some professions seem to do better at different stages of the server playthrough than others. Some do well at the beginning, and some do better towards the end. But regardless of what specialty you've chosen, there's a few things you can do to improve your economic start. So first, location has always been an important factor. But the decision of whether or not to settle where it looks like a settlement will form is a new influencing decision. Now, I'm not yet convinced that being in a settlement has a strong advantage in the early game, or even in the late game for that matter. A settlement could even levy taxes and restrictions on player actions, making it more difficult to succeed economically. It's hard to determine exactly how a town might handle its currency. A town mayor could hoard the money inappropriately, using it for their own advantage and essentially becoming the rich royalty of the country, treating everyone else as peasants. They could give it out freely to citizens, essentially devaluing the currency and making it just a medium used to exchange goods, and not a thing to work for in the game. But this video is about what to do if you're not in a town. For your non-town location, find a spot that's easily reached by others on your continent, and therefore easy to trade with. To improve your chances at early trade success, check out the topography on the map, and try to find an area that can be reached without needing a lot of tunneling, or generally situated in a terrain that's very hard to reach. This isn't to say you can't be a success in a remote mountaintop home, but it will hamper people getting to you. And if they're having to transport bulky, heavy materials like clay, ores, and similar things that require stockpile storage over a chest, it'll just be that much harder. I think occupations like cooks and farmers, where the mats are relatively light, can do well. But think about how hard it will be for people to reach you. Because remember, you're not in a town settlement, so you may not have several people within arm's reach of your store for quite some time. People will have to travel to you. In that same vein, settling on the ocean has the distinct advantage of allowing boats to easily reach your store for trade. To maximize this advantage, place your store so a player can directly trade off their boat onto your store without having to place or move a cart or truck. If you're going to be near a shore, it'll be good if you go all in and make your store directly tradable. You also want to make a nice dock for people to land. It's less important in the very early game where there's only canoes and small wooden paddle boats, but the larger boats require some draft underneath the boats. And a deep area for lowering ramps for the barges is nice. And you can see all the details you need about boats in my prior video. But now that you've settled on a location, what's next? In the default game, Barter is the first economy for trade. If you're on a very slow progression server, you can be in the barter phase for quite a few days. And these early stages can be very formative for your long-term economic success. One goal is to try to be known as the go-to person for a product. It's only natural for people to start trading with a person. Get familiar with where that person's store is and how to get there. They might even drop a marker on the person's store for maximum visibility. You want to be the person that gets that marker. If that person has what they need, they tend to overlook other players trading the same commodity. Most folks try to draw in people just by selling their items for lower than others, and often achieve this by self-supplying as much as their own material as possible. Selling low only creates a race for the bottom and ultimately kills the economy on a server. And even though it will bring you some trades, killing the economics in a server ends the game for you as well. So let's do something else. During these early stages of the game, when you're trying to make that name for yourself, and in the barter stage, it's your best opportunity to become known by buying your materials. By its very nature, Barter requires you to buy something in order to sell something. You have to take something in, or else there's no barter. If people can't barter with you, your store drops into obscurity. Your customers have two needs, and this is true during the barter stage or even a much later stage of the server. They want to buy things from people, and they want to sell their goods to people. By using your store for both outgoing and incoming products, you double your store's visibility. You can further this advertising by buying things across a whole variety of skills. Take my case. I'm not in a town. I'm a potter, and after almost 2 weeks can only make one thing: bricks. So I have buy orders up for wooden molds from loggers, crushed shale from miners, mortar from masons, food from cooks and bakers, household goods from tailors and carpenters, and clay that virtually anyone on the server can dig and sell. The strategy here is twofold. One, I'm broadening my store's visibility. Even if they don't need any bricks right now, my store gets known. They may travel there several times selling goods, and may even drop that marker to tag their favorite shop to sell stuff. This store recognition is invaluable, and I've even gone as far to place signs on the side of the road indicating the name and direction of my store. During the barter phase, though, like I said, you have to be buying products in order to sell your products. So buy everything. Buy what you need now and anything you might need soon. Many people make this one crucial error during barter. They don't realize the importance and the power of buying. I would say that this importance on buying even goes beyond the barter stage and into the use of a common currency. Earlier, I mentioned the race to the bottom on things people sell. But being known for having the highest price on what you're buying will give your store great traffic and recognition. True, your profit margins might be a little less, but a little less profit is probably less important than the factor of becoming a known go-to store. I believe it was season 2 of Dad Speed where the store of craftsmen became a central icon of the server. It was a simple logging store, and at the time, the logger skill only produced a few items that faded in popularity after the early game. But craftsmen bought logs, even though the owner was a logger. They bought logs on day 1 and bought logs on day 90. Always at a good price and almost always with space in the stockpiles. Everyone knew about craftsmen, not because of the hewn logs they sold, but because of what craftsmen bought. And if you ever did need hewn logs, you knew exactly where on the server to go to buy them. You didn't even have to look it up on the economic viewer. My last bit of advice for not being in a settlement and boosting your economy is to set up a store for each of the server's major currencies. When you're not in the settlement, the currency exchangers won't let you exchange your personal credit for a global currency. So the only way to trade in a settlement's currency is to have multiple stores, each carrying a different currency. Yes, it's more to maintain, but it allows people to trade in their currency of choice, again, increasing your store's reputation through availability. These tips I've given are a more subtle approach, but short of undercutting your skilled brethren on the server and creating unnecessary and economically damaging price wars, these hints are the long game. You may not see a wave of transactions flooding in overnight, but I have yet to be on a server where I don't eventually become successful, even if I delayed getting my own gameplay going several weeks in. So join an eco server, join Dad Speed, get some store recognition, build your reputation, and I'll be talking to you later.